No, what the heck, I'll laugh anyway.
This senseless war must end.
Shall none of us prevail?
Not like this.
Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, features a complex character, Alicent Hightower. We'll delve into her journey, not from a young confidant to the king, to a queen entangled in a brutal power struggle, but we will explore her journey from Dance of the Dragons. Alicent's loyalty to her family and the crown will be tested as she navigates a treacherous court, heartbreaking choices, and the ultimate cost of the war for the Iron Throne. Welcome back to your nerdy show. Without further ado, let's Dracarys.
Alicent, stay with the king! Hold your ground! Do not suggest Alicent!
King Viserys, I finally kicked the bucket. You'd think there'd be a big to-do, right? Nope. A sneaky servant whispers the news to Queen Alicent, who might have, according to some guy named Mushroom, sounds reliable, slipped a little something extra into the king's bedtime drink. Yikes. Alicent wastes no time whispering in the ear of Ser Criston Cole, the head honcho of the Kingsguard, and together they pull a fast one. Instead of honoring Viserys' wish for his daughter Rhaenyra to take the throne, they crown Alicent's son, Aegon, faster than you can say usurper. Meanwhile, Rhaenyra's on Dragonstone, none the wiser. When word reaches her that Aegon's rocking the Iron Throne, let's just say she doesn't exactly throw him a virtual congratulations party. Alicent tries to smooth things over with a peace offering, basically letting Rhaenyra keep some fancy titles and lands if she just bends the knee. But Rhaenyra's not having it. Looks like a war is brewing, and dragons will most definitely be involved. This is the Dance of the Dragons, after all. So, after Aegon got crowned, Alicent moved in with her dad, Otto Hightower, in the Tower of the Hand. Sounds nice, family time and all, but that place wasn't exactly Fort Knox. Every night, Queen Helena would bring the grandkids over to see Grandma Alicent before bed. Big mistake. These assassins, Blood and Cheese, saw their chance. They snuck into Alicent's room, whacked her maid, and tied Alicent up before she could even scream. Then, here comes poor Helena with the kids. Blood and Cheese, to get back at Rhaenyra for losing her son, go and kill poor little Jaehaerys, Aegon's heir. Helena went crazy with grief, you can't blame her. Aegon, left with just one son Maelor, shoved him off on Alicent to raise. Not exactly the ideal situation for a traumatized grandma.
Such that she may accept without shame.
If she lives, her allies will mass behind.
So Alicent tried to stick up for her dad Otto when Aegon gave him the boot as Hand of the King, but Aegon wasn't having it. Things were getting rough in King's Landing after a big battle, with people freaking out and trying to flee the city. Alicent, maybe trying to keep some order, went all gatekeeper and shut down the whole place. Later, when Rhaenyra rolled up on King's Landing, Alicent threw in the towel and surrendered the Red Keep. Her brother Gwaine didn't fare as well, though, and got himself killed in the fight. Alicent got thrown in jail with some fancy gold chains for handcuffs, but even though her dad and some other cronies got their heads chopped off for treason, Rhaenyra let her live. Apparently, all that "your father loved you once" stuff still mattered a bit. Alicent, desperate for peace, tried to reason with Rhaenyra. She basically suggested splitting the whole kingdom in two, with Aegon getting some nice southern lands and Rhaenyra keeping the rest. Rhaenyra wasn't buying it though. She felt her brothers had taken what was rightfully hers and even killed her sons. Things got super tense when Alicent brought up the whole bastard thing about Rhaenyra's kids. Let's just say Rhaenyra wasn't happy and threatened to cut out Alicent's tongue if she kept it up. There were even some wild rumors floating around that Rhaenyra might force Alicent and her daughter Helena to become, well, let's just say things wouldn't have been pretty. In the end, tragedy kept striking Alicent. Her daughter went crazy and jumped to her death, her sons all died in battle, and even her remaining grandson kicked the bucket. Rough times all around. Things got even crazier for Alicent. When a big dragon fight broke out in the dragon pit, Rhaenyra hightailed it out of King's Landing. Alicent was there to see some random dude named Perkins stick his squire Trystane on the Iron Throne, which wasn't exactly a sign of things calming down. Aegon, meanwhile, wasn't playing nice either. He fed Rhaenyra to his dragon, Sunfire. Talk about brutal. There was a brief moment of hope when a big-shot lord named Boros Baratheon ended this whole Three Kings mess. Alicent even managed to score an arranged marriage between her remaining son, Aegon, and this lord's daughter, Cassandra. Things were looking up for a second. Then came more good news. Her granddaughter Jaehaera had made it safely out of the whole ordeal. But of course, it wouldn't be a song of ice and fire without some more drama. Alicent wasn't a fan of a powerful dude named Corlys Velaryon, but she had to swallow her pride and agree to marry her granddaughter Jaehaera off to Rhaenyra's son, Aegon. Just as things seemed to be settling a bit, new enemies approached King's Landing. Someone poisoned Aegon, and Alicent got thrown in the slammer by the Valerians. Not a great way to end things. Rhaenyra's son, Aegon the Younger, ended up on the Iron Throne after all the chaos. There was some justice, though, when the guys who arrested Alicent got executed by this new Lord Stark. Alicent wasn't exactly on board with her granddaughter Jaehaera marrying the new king, Aegon. She even freaked Jaehaera out by suggesting some, shall we say, permanent solutions to their problems. Since Alicent wasn't exactly the picture of happy family reunions, they stuck her in a fancy jail called Maegor's Holdfast. The last year of Alicent's life wasn't a good one. She spent most of the time alone with her servants and guards, crying a lot and muttering to herself. She even developed a strong dislike for the color green, which is just sad. Finally, sickness took her in 133 AC during a nasty winter fever outbreak. Not exactly a happy ending for poor Alicent. Alicent's story is a whirlwind of loss and grief. Witnessing her family crumble and enemies triumph took its toll. Isolated and heartbroken, her final days were filled with whispers and tears. Winter fever claimed her in 133 AC. A lonely end for a woman who once dreamt of a Targaryen dynasty.
Reluctance to murder is not a weakness.